Hey, Paul here, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a little bit of a different type of video. I was getting ready to make a how-to video around limiting beliefs and how to change them, how to reprogram your mind. But I thought, why not just share my own story, share how I overcame my limiting beliefs and give you a little bit of a background on that and some insights. And then maybe you can apply some of it to your own life. So several years ago when I was struggling, I lost a close friend of mine. This was in 2010. I've shared this multiple times. That was a wake-up call for me in my own life where I had that moment of, shit, life is really short. I don't want to waste my life. I want to make the most of it. I want to find meaning in it. And I discovered The Secret. I went down the rabbit hole. I discovered Abraham Hicks, Bob Proctor, and a bunch of other people. But it was Bob Proctor and Abraham Hicks that resonated with me the most. And so I was studying them. I was watching the videos. I was listening to the stuff. And then I remember at the time, Bob Proctor put out an offer for a program. And I wasn't making much money at the time. I was working a part-time job and I was studying. I was trying things to change my life. And so I borrowed some money or I got a credit card. I can't remember, but it felt like a big stretch for me to invest in this program. And I was fortunate enough to have a conversation with Bob on this course. And Bob shared a message with me, which I then kept and I turned into this personal motivation, which I listen to every day. But I remember Bob saying to me that where I'm at in my life, because I shared openly where I was, my financial situation, the fact that I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was struggling. I lacked a lot of confidence and all of these different challenges. And he says he understood where I was at. And he told me that it doesn't even matter if I didn't believe that I could change my life then. As long as I believed that he believed I could change it, which I did. I trusted him. I believed him. I listened to so many of his things. And so basically I did exactly what he said. And so I'll share some of that with you. And as a result, I did change my beliefs. I did change my life. I moved to another country. I started my own business. I've completely transformed my body, my mindset. And yeah, I've changed a lot of things. Of course, there's always, the next level to get to and stuff. But basically, one of the things he really drilled into me was the idea of the power of repetition. And so what I did was I listened to this motivation track, which I made, which was basically Bob speaking to me every day. And I think that's why I created the affirmation breakthrough. So it's a way to teach you how to make your own audio versions, to listen to your own affirmations and your scripts, to reprogram your own mind. Now, I think this is one of the easiest ways to do it because it's on autopilot. Alongside that, you want to look at your environment. And so it helps sometimes to just reflect back and think about, depending on what beliefs you want to change, but where did you grow up? What people did you surround yourself with? What kind of conversations were had as a kid? What did teachers tell you in school? What did you hear your parents talking about or arguing about perhaps? And you really start to build a picture of how you've been influenced. And so if you want to create a new blueprint, you have to overcome that. But it's also important to know what it is you're looking to change. And so if you want to identify your limiting beliefs first, maybe, a good place to start is to look at where are you struggling in your life, or where would you like some different results in your life? Because this usually shines a light on the areas to focus on. If you want any help with this, I've got a free limiting belief worksheet. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can get that one. And that will help get you started into the next steps. And an important piece for me to mention here is that I know when I started this, I really had no idea. I believed what Bob was telling me. I believed the stuff I was listening to, but I couldn't quite see how is this possible for me? I didn't know how I was going to do anything. And then basically what happened was I bombarded that information into my mind on repeat for months. I don't know how long it was, but there came a time when I started to feel inside of me, it wasn't like this belief anymore. It was like, I know I can change my life. And I would say now my underlying message of why I even do this channel and why I want to help people is because of my friend. And it's because I truly believe that anyone can change their life if they change their mindset, if they're surrounded by the right people, if they focus on the right things. Because I've been in that place where you feel lost, where you feel stuck. And I've been down this rabbit hole of self-improvement, and it's not a straightforward road. Let's be honest. Life happens. Shit hits the fan sometimes. Things happen. And it gives us another opportunity to reflect and to see where else can I grow. But if you look in your life where you're struggling or what you want to overcome, the first step is to identify what are those limiting beliefs, to create the polar opposite. You can do this if you want to write them down. You can look for evidence in your day-to-day life. I often talk about this as well, because if you already have limiting beliefs on certain topics, the chances are you have that lens on. And so into day-to-day life, when you're out and about, you'll start to see evidence that supports your belief. And this is where self-sabotage also comes in, because you will self-sabotage to prove your identity, to prove the deeply rooted beliefs to be true. So yeah, I think on reflection, really what changed the most for me was the repetition of just feeding my mind this stuff, listening to stuff, changing my mindset, until one day I woke up. I mean, I don't remember the exact day, but I do remember feeling like, I actually feel more confident now. I feel like this stuff is true, and I proved it to be true. But if you're in a place where your mind is closed, I'm sure it's not. If you're watching this video and you're still watching now, you're obviously someone that is interested in self-improvement, that wants to take your life to the next level, that wants to grow. Then it's just a matter of identifying what is it that's holding you back, and just create the opposite in an affirmation. Listen to it every day. Look at who you're surrounding yourself with. You know, I think we're in a great time now with the internet. You can go on social media, you can get audiobooks of people. And if you listen to a couple of people on repeat multiple times a day, whenever you get a chance, essentially you could consider them as being your mentor, because you start taking in their ideas, you start taking in how they would talk. And I got to the point a few years ago where I was going through challenges, and I used to think, what would Bob Proctor say to this? And I felt like I'd listened to him so much that I could give a relatively close answer that Bob might give me. Of course, I don't know for sure, but that's the power in this. You might be able to identify what some of these positive influences would say in certain situations. So yeah, I just wanted to share how I overcame my limiting beliefs. And it's an ongoing process, of course. We all have hundreds of limiting beliefs, but the key is to identify what are the core ones that are really stopping you. What's stopping you from taking the next steps to whatever life you want to create? You probably know what you don't want. And so then just take a little bit of time to reverse engineer that. What would be the opposite? And then you can see what's in the way of it. You can use some of these practices, use the limiting belief worksheet, and start to take some momentum with this forward. If you want any help with this personally, I'm going to leave my link below where you can schedule a call with me. It'll be working one-on-one with me. There's a 30-minute call, completely complimentary. We'll see if it's a good fit. We'll have a chat and we'll take you to the next level. Anyway, peace out for now. I will see you next time. Have a great day.